Good morning. My name is Niki Lemeshka, and I'm the program manager for the Georgia Commission on Family Violence. But today I appear as a former member and current fan of this year's Task Force of the Year. The Cherokee County Domestic Violence Task Force is small but mighty. The things they've been able to accomplish with a core group of dedicated stakeholders is impressive. And truly, that has always been the way this group has operated, as far back as I can remember when I joined the task force in 2001. The idea that a dedicated few can accomplish big things collectively has been a recurring theme during this year's conference, in its focus on crafting a coordinated community response to relationship violence. Speaking of the Commission Conference, in 2008, my friend and fellow task force member Josh Nation and I sat at a table in the ballroom of the Commission Conference in Savannah, Georgia, looking up at a map that showed all of the active task forces in the state. I remember the two of us laughing when we saw that Cherokee, which did have an active task force, was represented by a big black hole on the map. We had been meeting and working, but apparently under the radar. We gathered all of our fellow task force members after that lunch, and we vowed that we were going to win Task Force of the Year the following year. We didn't. It was 2 years later. Today, I'm honored to discuss some of the recent accomplishments of one of only 2 task forces to ever win this award on more than one occasion. Over the last year, the Cherokee County Domestic Violence Task Force has been extremely active. They have co-sponsored and hosted several community events, including National Crime Victims' Rights Week events, a holiday event for children who receive services from Cherokee Family Violence Center, and sponsored a full-day training that drew nearly 200 people. They have conducted multiple case reviews on serious or near-fatal incidents of abuse, and from those have generated recommendations and implemented changes in how special conditions of bond and conditions of probation are handled within the Blue Ridge Judicial Circuit. These changes have resulted in considerably increased accountability for offenders who are in violation of special conditions or temporary protective orders. The task force invited their local legislator to the table to talk about the limitations of family violence laws and needed changes to provide better safety for victims and accountability for abusers. This year, the task force amended its bylaws to provide new ways to conduct meetings, moving from a central meeting location to a rotating schedule split between local law enforcement agencies. This reduced the barriers for local officers and deputies who wanted to participate in their task force. And since the pandemic, much of the task force's work has moved online. They're now hosting monthly meetings through Zoom and are planning to host some training webinars soon as well. This is a group that has really excelled at adapting. For that reason, and for their tireless efforts to improve the lives of domestic violence victims and their children through a true coordinated community response, I'm especially honored to present the award for Task Force of the Year to Cherokee County Domestic Violence Task Force co-chairs Rachel Ashe and Tommie DeGonzague on behalf of the Georgia Commission on Family Violence.
Thank you so much, Niki. My name is Rachel Ashe. I'm one of the co-chairs along with Tommie DeGonzague. I'm a prosecutor. Tommie is an amazing advocate and legal coordinator. But all that being said, you know, I think that the theme of collaboration and coordination, that's something that our task force has kind of lived by for as long as I've been a member of it. And over the last couple of years, Tommie and I have co-chaired the task force. And it's been a huge honor for me to co-chair. And I couldn't think of a better co-chair to have. I'm sure you were a great chair, Niki, but Tommie has been an amazing co-chair. And I think we're kind of yin and yang. And you know, when I can't be there and when Tommie can't be there, vice versa, we're always filling in for the other. But our task force, I think the small but mighty was a great way of putting it, because we might not be one of the larger task forces here in the state, but we definitely have some really awesome members and some very invested members. And because of that, we've been able to do a lot of really cool things. And hopefully we can continue to do those cool things And I want to thank you again for presenting this. And I want to thank the commission for recognizing what we think is a really cool task force. With that, I'm going to, Tommie?
I just wanted to say that some of the faces may have changed, but the dedication to the county as well as the victims of domestic violence continues to be strong, and that I'm proud of some of the things that we have identified as gaps and really worked on to implement change within our community. So thank you very much to the commission and to you as well, Niki.
Thank you.
Let's see that award.
Smudge free, kind of. Look at that. Can you see it?
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Keep up the good work.
Thanks.
You too.